Okay, so I am just going to talk through how to set up the installer and get going on the first tutorial. So we're going to go Meta Horizon Worlds. Sure, Creator. Create Worlds Meta Horizon. Nice. Start creating. Okay, cool. So we're on our first documentation page. This is where it's helpful just to have a clear guide of what to do. So you are someone that wants to get started with the creator and ideally get going with tutorials. That's what I think I'll be titling this video. To get going, you'll need three things which are listed in the prerequisites here. You'll need an account, you'll need the PC app MetaQuest link, and you will need Visual Studio Code. So let's break that down. So we need to log into an account. I am logged out, so you'll see me log in, and it should take me to the login page. There we go. You'll have this. If you don't have an account, obviously you just sign up. So I do, so I'm going to log in. And there we go. Lovely stuff. So we've logged in with an account. If you didn't have an account, you'd have to sign up. Let's assume that you're signed up. Next, the PC app. So it's actually easy if you click the link down here because it's a direct link to the installer, which is going down here. That installed very quickly. Yeah, cool. I've got mine pre-installed, but that's fine. And then we have Visual Studio Code. Go here, Windows 11. I think I uninstalled it. I can't remember. I didn't. That's fine. So we will install that in a sec. Cool. So with those three things, an account, the MetaLink app, and VS Code, we can get started. So let's just go through the flow of this. I don't actually know if I uninstalled or not. Sure. Install, preparing to install. Cool. Yes, please. Let's take a look. Looks legit. Welcome, blah, blah, blah. Sweet. Alright, that's the thing. We can close that for now. VS Code, MetaQuest link. So let's do that. This amp, I bet I forgot to log out. Oh no, we're here. Yeah, cool. So I've just pre-installed it. It does take a little while to install, so it just made sense for me to pre-install it. Let's go login. Log in with the account that I logged in with. Yes, please. Give it a second. Should see is this uninstalled. Maybe like first steps and some other apps, but anyway, you just have to install this. It shouldn't be long. By the way, I am planning to do this tutorial in a way assuming you have no knowledge of coding. This should be paint by number, where it's meaning you don't really need to know how the code works, you just need to copy and paste what's in these instructions. So yeah, once you set this up, we'll be going through the tutorial here, Intro to Desktop Editor, which will have 8 modules, which I think will each be its own video, because after the first two, these get a little bit in depth. So it is very much a beginner tutorial, but there's a lot of assumed knowledge when it comes to the coding and things like that. So I'm hoping a walkthrough like this will be beneficial to just get you from A to B, just through these flows. How are we doing? Oh, we're installed. Nice. Okay, cool. So we're going to launch this. Sweet. Okay, so this is what you'll see when you first land. What I recommend doing is following me along with this tutorial, which is the second or third row here. That's because I've been practicing a few times. So ignore that row, My Worlds. We're going to go down to tutorials here. This one, Intro to Desktop Editor and TypeScript. The reason why I say go here is because when you click it, is opening the web page for the tutorial. Just so it looks nice, I'm going to put that to the side. And we're going to follow along as we go. So what this is doing is loading up the tutorial world like a duplicate as a template for you to play with. So when it loads up, we're going to start working through this tutorial linearly, and hopefully this is beneficial if you've tried this already and you've got stuck at certain steps. Hopefully I can just walk you through those. So here we are with a world. In fact, let's go through the documentation. So note, this content is intended as a companion to the tutorial world of the same name, which you can access through the desktop editor. That's what we've done. When you open the tutorial world, a copy is created for you to explore and leverage, and this page is open so that you can follow along. For more information, access tutorial worlds. Don't worry about that. In this tutorial, you will create a simple platformer style game where players can run and jump through a world as they collect gems. Key game development areas. This tutorial covers a reusable and flexible basic co-op game setup in which all players work together to collect gems. The tutorial world... Oh, is this zoomed in enough? Just go a little bit. And I've lost where I am. Oh, I've lost where I am. Where was it? This tutorial walks through the basics of using the desktop editor to build the world and the TypeScript required to power a game that works in VR and on 2D screens. So TypeScript, if you don't know, is a variation of JavaScript, which is a very commonly used coding language. That, again, we're just going to go through this. You don't need to understand how it's working, but it's strongly recommended to go and do that afterwards. Anyway, game development areas include keeping track of all players in the world, managing game state, player and object collision, dependency injection, and direct referencing script. What? We'll break this down as we get to it. Events, implementing the observer pattern using the Meta Horizon Worlds event system and displaying dynamic text. I'm hoping in this breakdown of a walkthrough is going to make these way more digestible and manageable, as it's not so overwhelming. Okay, cool. Key learning objectives, basics of using the desktop editor, that's what we're going to be doing today. Basics of building scripts in TypeScript, we're going to do that in the next one. Build a basic game manager, including game states, initializing game, keeping score, and end game and resetting the game. And then finally, events. Event listeners, broadcast events, and entity local events, and entity collisions, which we will do in due course. Before you begin, if you haven't done so, please review the Getting Started section for tutorials, which includes information on tutorial prerequisites and assumptions, how to use tutorial worlds and assets in your own world, developer tools and testing for your world. Note, all tutorials are created using TypeScript API. I don't think that's super relevant for this beginner, for what we're about to do. Yeah, so we're going to ignore that for now, and we're just going to proceed. That's the page that we were on earlier when we were looking at... Oh, no it's not. Earlier on we were looking at the prerequisites to setting up. Developer tools and resetting testing for your worlds. Okay, cool. Learning pathways. This is where it officially begins. Actually, ignore that because that's relevant for VR. Explore the completed world. Okay, cool. We're just going to skip to this part. Get started. So, to begin, open your new version of Tutorial World in Desktop Editor. Open the MetaQuest link. We've done that. In the library, locate Meta Horizon Worlds. We've done that. Application. That should be updated to the full name now, which now calls it out as the editor. Desktop Editor Early Access. Cool. Please go away again. From the context menu, select Start in Desktop. Oh, irrelevant, don't worry about that. In the Creations home page, select your copy of the tutorial template. We've done that. Your world... Oh, that's irrelevant. That's fine, ignore that. Your world should now be opened in the Desktop Editor, that's correct. And your project should look something like the following. It does. Build mode and preview mode. In the above, the world is in build mode, which is indicated by the wrench icon in the toolbar. Okay, I remember reading this and having no idea what that's referring to. So you'll find this, and that's why I'm hoping this walkthrough will be useful. There'll be a few things where the app has been updated, but the documentation is still trailing behind. So, where were we? So just for now, ignore that part. What it's referring to is the play button. So there's two. There's World Sim. So that's like officially World has started. So say you had animations or, I don't know, moving parts or mechanics and things that didn't need a person there to happen. You'd press that and it would start moving. It'd start doing things. But what I find easy, like, at least for this tutorial, you don't need to worry about that because every time I press play, the world does start anyway. So the world started and I am in the game, running around doing stuff. Look how tight those jeans are. Those are women's jeans. Anyway. What are we doing? Okay, cool. It's just talking about previewing. So use the mouse and WASD controls to move in the world. So I'm using the left click here and it's just doing like a selector. So I'm like selecting items in there. If I hold down right click and move the mouse around, I'm moving the camera. So I'm like a static camera in the space and I can look all around. If I do WASD right now, it's actually not doing anything. But if I hold down right click and do WASD, I start panning. Makes sense? So looking, panning, and that's how we're going to be moving our camera around the space. Or at least it's my preferred way of doing it. If you scroll, you can control see this number here. It's going up and down as I'm scrolling. Well, if I scroll without holding down right click, I just do this. If I hold down right click and scroll, I'm adjusting the camera speed. 10, 0.1. Okay, cool. So I think that's basics. Also Q and E. E, Q. Let you go up and down. This is my preferred way to navigate around the editor. But what you may find easier, if you don't want to like get familiar with that, is you click on what you want to work on. So I want to work on this emerald here, and I press F. Bang. I'm looking at it straight away. Spawn point, yes please. This piece of wall, okay. Simple as that. But I just love to free cam it. Okay, what are we doing? Okay. So I read mouse and WASD, and it's actually talking about the player, which is how you move around the game, but I'm sure you know how to do this. If you're looking to make games, you probably played plenty of games and probably played them on PC, where you move around like this. Fun. I press escape twice to get out of that. Okay, what are we doing? That's fine. Yeah, there we go, press escape. Tip. You can also explore the world in VR mode from the desktop and through the VR headset itself. More on this later. I'm not going to show you how to do that, but we can do that. Hang on. Oh yeah, there's the button. I thought they removed it. Yeah, you can do that. We'll do that another time. Note that exploring the world in preview mode is not the same thing as playing the game experience. In the toolbar, next to the mode controls, you can see the simulation playback controls. Wait, what? Note, exploring the world in preview mode is not the same as playing the game experience. When you are testing your TypeScript, you must press the play button to start simulation, which activates and executes your scripts. You can also use the stop button and reset button for your playtesting. So I believe the UI has changed slightly, but basically that button, as I said earlier, starts things without the player. But pressing play means I preview the world as a player. That's the difference. Game layout. You can see that a course for your game is provided. You're welcome to change the course. Cool. Some tips if you change the course. We'll gloss over that part for now. Add gems to the course. Now, create 4 duplicates of the green gem asset provided in the template. In the hierarchy panel, search for emerald. I think they mean like literally scroll and look for it. But you can also search here if you have a ton of assets or items or whatever. Okay, cool, we found it. Click there. The new instance, right click on the emerald entity in the hierarchy. If the emerald gem is not in view, select focus on selection, which is right click, focus with shortcut F. Boom. We're going to select duplicate. So I'm going to right click and find duplicate selection, which is also Control D. Okay, cool. The new instance appears at the bottom of the list in the hierarchy. It does. We've already selected it, that's fine. Repeat the above steps until you have 5 total gems. Okay. So duplicate, which also Control D. 4, 5. Place those 5 gems anywhere around your course using the move tool shown below. Gems should be placed about chest height on the avatar so that we can easily run into them. One tip I will show you at this point. Okay, cool. So we're going to do moving. So it's already selected there. Move, shortcut is W. Got the handles, and I can move these about. So the tutorial is suggesting to like put them around the course, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to put them here instead. Okay, cool. I'm going to free cam it, so I like to free cam. So just come up here. I guess what you could probably do is select all of these and press F, and it will look at all of them together. There you go. I do want to evenly space these out. So what I want to show you is the snapping and how that works. So what I'm actually going to do is Control Z, get those all in the same place, because I want to show you the snapping. Because the snapping's good, because relatively we can have these spaced out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool, so that should be the last one. Boom. Okay, cool. So you could put it around the course, but just for this tutorial, I'm going to keep them in the line like that, so it'll be easy to test later as well. Place them around, we've done that. Here's the course I created. Make sure to drop into preview mode to check out your course. Okay. Whoa. And I'm like walking into them as well. So these are all things that we'll change. We'll put them onto the course later if we want, but just to demo the tech, I'm going to put them here, and I want it to be like Sonic the Hedgehog when I run through them. I'll collect them all in one go. See, I'm physically colliding with them, so we'll find out how to turn that off later, and we'll figure out all the things that come with the basic activity of collecting a gem in the game. Sweet. That's it. So I'll end this here. It is going to be the quickest one, only 20 minutes so far. The rest of them probably be a little bit longer because there's a lot more to digest in these later modules. But for this one, we covered installing, setting up. We opened the tutorial world from desktop editor. We built our layout, sure. We didn't really, we just put them all in a straight line. We added gems. Oh, okay, cool. So the layout was already built, right? We tested the world, switched between build mode and preview mode, and in the next module we'll start building scripts in TypeScript. Cool, I'll leave it there.